We could go. We could go. We could go. We could
It is. It's a beautiful area.
Great area.
Yeah, it is. What's happening? What's happening? We are the band Water Seed, and we're coming at you for episode 47 of How Y'all Feeling?
We good though.
That's what's up. We're happy to be here. Let me say this first before we get started. We're moving. We usually release these episodes on Wednesday at 11 a.m. We're switching the time to our new time. So when you hanging out at the office and you're not trying to do no work, it's Fridays at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, you know, tune into it every Friday, 11 a.m. Every Friday. Look, and I'm going to get this thing started. We're so happy to start this episode 47 with our special guest from one of the most iconic films ever, Coming to America and Coming to America 2, Mr. Clyde Jones. What's
Let
happening?
it shine, let it shine.
Hey,
Yeah, all right.
let
Juice
it
is gone, but I still
shine.
got a little drip stuff.
Yeah.
I got a drip here and there. You can look at the back of my head, you might say, oh, Lord, wait a minute, he's missing something, but I'm still here, baby. I'm still here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look, it's an honor to have you. We're going to go around the table and talk about that in a second. To my left, we have, introduce yourself, young lady, Sinise.
Sinise, pew, pew, pew.
Pew, 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 pew.
Hey.
There we go. Then we got over to my right, Mr. Gentleman Sharp. What's happening?
What y'all doing out there?
And we have, well, go ahead and introduce her.
So he started.
Wow.
Do you see this? He
Wonderful.
started
He
and literally did continue. I'd love to hear it.
I wasn't going to say your name. That's why I shut up.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead.
Of course, you know you have the one, the only, the great Raheem Glassfield. That's right.
All right. That's what's up. We have Raheem Glaspie, y'all.
And this Lou Hill, I guess.
I am Lou Hill. There it is. Yep. We are the band Water Seed, and we do this every week, give you a little bit of the behind the scenes and who we are and what we talk about.
Hey, now.
So, as I already introduced, we have Mr. Clyde Jones from, man, look, tell us a little bit about yourself, Clyde, because you know, you're in one of the most iconic movies in all of history, Coming to America, and you're also in, which opens today, Friday, Coming to America 2. Tell us about what was that like? Did you know at the time?
The very first one or the second one?
The very first one.
Well, you know, man, that's a story, man. I can tell you. Well, I lived in L.A. and
Well, let me hold up. Y'all can't see the mask,
I got a
but the
soul-
mask is him. It's him. It turn all the way
Wait
down.
a-
So you see the soul.
Wow.
Amazing.
On the mask.
Well, you know what? No, but before we go, there's a tennis shoe. You can go get a Nike tennis shoe with me on a Soul Glow. Now, there's not much too, but they gonna pay me. But it's what's his name, Giannis from Milwaukee.
Okay.
Bucks. He liked Soul Glow so much he decided to get a Soul Glow tennis shoe. So I
Wow.
want a tennis shoe. So go get your tennis shoe because I will get a percentage. Glory. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to cop them soul glows.
Hey, well, I live in Los Angeles. I'm a USC Trojan, you know, and so I know. Woo. So my ex-wife used to sing for this group called Lace. I don't know if
Okay.
you remember this girl group, and her makeup artist was this young lady who was dating Mr. Arsenio at the time. So she's telling me, she said, well, you know, Clyde Arsenio and Eddie's doing this movie called Coming to America. I'm like, what is? She says, African about something. I said, look here. I'm not putting no diapers on with no spear in my hand. You know, I know it's a comedy. I'm like, I'm not. So she said, no, I don't know what it is. So my agent called me later on and she said, Clyde, you got this audition for Coming to America. I said, well, what is it? She said, but I don't know. She said, let's go. I get there and I meet this guy, Barry, and this other guy, the writers, there's some comedian writers on the show. And this other young lady played the girl in the commercial with me. So they said, well, put the wig on. I said, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Put the wig on. I put the wig on. They said, okay, now shake it. Shake it, okay. They said, now take the shirt off. I'm like, I said, what's going on here, you know?
Mhm.
Next thing you know, they say, well, I think you got it. I go, what did I get? Next thing you know, I'm sitting there in the movie theater and never knew the thing was going to be so iconic because
Yeah.
it has gone to a place that I can never imagine. Literally, I mean, I was doing this movie with the brother Tyreek from If These Streets Could Talk, the one with Gene
Yeah.
Keane directed,
Uh-huh.
and I'm doing this film last year, and he's sitting in the chair, and the other the makeup artist, he had one of my shirts on.
Uh-huh.
He said, "Man, I love that guy." And he turned around, showed him to me. He said, "Oh my God, it's you!" He grabbed me, "Man, you are." It's like I'm like, dude, I don't even know what's going on with this character. Literally, it's one of them
Wow.
characters that are just crazy.
Crazy.
And hey, I'm living it, so I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
it
sir.
was, you know, when
It's amazing.
when
That's
you
dope.
see the movie, when I saw the movie the first time, that commercial
Mm.
that features you inside the movie, the commercial inside the movie, is so iconic. I think what a lot of people were thinking,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just so
Yeah.
the Jerry curl,
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah,
oh my,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
iconic. So it turned into like an iconic thing.
Yeah.
At least that's how I felt when I saw it.
No, it was-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
So when
Totally
I did
agree.
I actually didn't work with Eddie, but I knew Eddie. I met Eddie through a lot of other friends. I directed some shows. So when I finally did this episode, it was with Eddie Arsenio and his son, that plays his son, and I think his daughter was in it. And it was just great working with Eddie. Just that moment. I mean, it was. Otherwise, I couldn't even describe it, you know, because when someone said, that's Soul Glow, they were like, oh, Soul Glow. And Eddie sat back there, like, smiling, like, he was so proud of this character, being able to have lived this life of 30-something years, you know, and it made me feel good. I was like, wow, okay, he feel good about it. And it was just one of those moments, man, just working with Eddie to do that scene. He could have just said, hey, and I would have been it. I could have said, okay, I'm through, I'm going home.
Yeah.
You know, I was just glad to work with him.
Yeah, and so I guess for a while you couldn't go nowhere. Huh? Did you ever take the wig out with you and just walk the street?
You know what? Essence Festival called me last year, and I did a whole big old Essence thing at the Essence Festival where I had a fake screen, had people get into the screen like the wig on, just doing my little Soul Glow. So it was
Where was
great.
I for
Oh,
that? I'd have looked.
it was so much fun, man. I had a good time. So you know, it doesn't die, literally. It
Yeah.
really doesn't die. I remember one time I was doing an Uber, and I had some white kids in the car with me one time, and a little kid looked over. He said, "Man," he said, "Dude, I'm not lying, dude. That's Soul Glow, dude." The guy like, "You a Soul Glow?" I said, "Oh God!" The guy said, "Look, man, I give you $100. Just take a picture with me."
Uh-huh.
They would just pay me all
Wow.
kind of money just to take. I say, "Hey, okay."
All right, pull out your phone.
Yeah, put out the phone. I'm Soul Glow. So
Pull
that's
out
one
your
of those
phone.
things, man.
Well,
Amazing.
look, it's an honor to have you on our show.
Thank you.
Thank you to Sinise for hooking
Yeah.
it up. So it's an honor to have you, brother. And today's, well, we're going to keep it moving.
Okay.
I was about to jump right into the subject. That story was so amazing, you know, but let's go with,
I mean,
with the
you
next
could-
segment.
Okay.
No, let's get
Okay.
it. Mm-hmm.
Sinise's crazy question.
All right.
What's your question today, Lord? Have
It's
mercy.
about to be real simple.
Okay.
All
They're
right.
never simple.
They are no, never. But I'm ready.
Go.
Okay. Would you rather live in Wakanda or Zamunda?
Oh, that's the question.
Just, you know.
I'm going to go first.
That's
I'm
not simple, Didi.
going to go first. I'm going to go first. I don't know much about Zamunda. So, you know, because they never dealt with the actual
Place.
place. I'm going with Wakanda. I got to go with Wakanda because I know a little bit more about Wakanda. That's all. That's my
Okay.
answer.
Okay.
I think that I'm gonna go with Zamunda because to the best of my knowledge, nobody's gonna attack Zamunda, and I'm trying to chill.
Hey.
I ain't trying to fight.
Oh wow.
That's a
Okay.
good.
Okay, that's good, Jay. I'm gonna go with Wakanda as well, just because I want to get a sip of that Black Panther juice.
You were trying to get the Black Panthers. Clyde, what you got?
You know
What?
what? I'll be honest. See, if it was up to me, really, if I can have an option or just whatever, could I live in both places? Like one be a summer house and one like be another.
That's a good point. That's
You
a
know,
good point.
I live in both of them for the excitement over here and just to lay back and play with the elephants on the other side.
So
Yeah.
which one is your vacation?
You know, my vacation would probably be the
Zamunda?
The Mundo, yeah.
Yeah, go
That'd be
to
my
Chink and
Mundo.
chill.
Yeah, if I want to get warriorized, I go to the other one. You
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sinise, what you
I
got?
think I'm doing Zamunda. I'm chilling.
You chilling in Zamunda.
I love the high tech stuff and advancements, but I need to chill.
You need to chill
I
out.
need to be just
You need to
with
chill out in
my
Zamunda.
giraffes and all of them.
Given,
things.
well, you know, I'm surprised you didn't say Zamunda because of the bathing thing, but I guess that's only for the royal family.
a funny
Hey,
scene
first
in
of all,
Oh,
the
what-
new movie. I can't tell you, but
Okay,
it's hilarious.
Is a scene in the new
Oh,
movie?
but the bathtub thing. Ooh, I mean the bathing thing.
first of all, who said they don't do the bathing thing in Wakanda?
Oh, good point. Good point. But something tells me that you probably get your behind whipped. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I would-
Oh wow! Shots
I would
fired.
be okay. I would be okay with that.
No surprise. No surprise there.
Just saying.
Yeah, that's a good question, Sinise. Look. Well, I'm excited about today's subject, and we're going to run right to it. And the name of the episode, what is it? I have it written down. It's a word I just learned, but it goes into something else we were just talking about a few weeks ago. And Raheem, it came up with you, so we kind of like taking care of two subjects. So
It's me?
this is and look. You know, oh wait, let me see it because I gotta get my notes. Using my notes here, but they take up too much space. So the name of the show is, what is it, Tiffany? I know what it is, but I want to get the word for word. That's what I thought it was. This is a 2-part series. Okay, 2-part series. And the name of it is He a Simp? Now first,
wow.
well,
Y'all make
Break
he
it,
a
please.
simp?
episode after I tell y'all my deep secrets. That's
well,
cool, boy.
it's two episodes. This is
Boy.
2-parter, and this is the first part. But let's get right to it. So Simp, for those people who don't know, is a man who basically gives his woman everything she wants, like new house, new car, whatever. He's like
That's not
this guy.
Is that what a simp is?
Yeah, man. I looked it up. I looked up the definition. It's basically a guy, and it can be he's giving it to her, and they're not in a relationship. So
Yeah, I thought it was. He was given all those things that you just named, but he's not getting anything in return. There's no reciprocity.
Okay, so that is the initial definition, but people are now applying it to people who are in relationships.
Wow.
What?
Yes, so we'll talk about that. It's 2 parts, and we got to pace it. So the first angle I want to look at is, this is something that is strange for me, because we asked several weeks ago, is romance dead? Like, is romance dead? And I've noticed that in this generation of young men, not all of them, but some, it's looked down upon when dudes are doing stuff for somebody they want to get with. The whole courting ritual, oh, I'm being romantic, whatever. Other dudes look like, that ain't from the street, you a simp. Oh, blah, 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 all the rest of this. So it's like all of these kind of things. So my first question with this is like, is this simp mentality is it the official, dagger in the heart to like romance being dead? Even when you think about music, because we're a band, we talk about music. There's no, and I say this all the time, there's no more songs about dudes longing for a woman. Like, how can I get with you? It's all about, I got you, da 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 da. It's all, everybody is a very, the music industry is very much so, I don't need you, I don't want you, da 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 da, you better get with me kind of thing, opposed to like when brothers used to just be dropping game on records, and you learn literally how to be a romantic man by listening to music. So, Clyde, you
I
ready to
feel
talk?
like he got something to
You know what?
say.
I tell you, that's a deep conversation. I did a movie called Gold Digging for Love. You can actually go gold digging, and a lot of, and I think the mentality now is like, you're in a microwave type of world where everybody wants it now, and they act like they don't need it here. And then you got the politically correct type of stuff where, no disrespect, a lot of women say, well, I can do what a man does, and this and that. So everybody, this whole big old thing about a man and a woman has turned into this one big testosterone. You know what I'm saying? Where nobody wants to give in to anything, and I sit back and I'm like, I was a romanticist. I was married before, and I enjoyed being romantic. But you got a lot of times, a lot of women take advantage of that, and you have men that take advantage of it as well. But you have a lot of women take advantage of the fact that, you need me. And I've always learned this. My sisters told me, I have 5 sisters, and they said, brother, don't sit back and think that we don't need y'all. But a woman will make you think that you need this, and a woman needs that just as much as you need that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as a man, you just have to sit back and say, you need me like I need you. And I can go deeper and deeper, but I'm gonna let everybody get to talk. But the bottom line is, it's one of those type of things where I love giving. I think it's a romantic. It makes me feel good to be able to give. Yeah. And a lot of times you give without a woman. You be after a woman all the time. We be after a woman. That's what we do as a man. We have to be after. A lot of men in jail now because they want to give to women. People don't understand the jail system is based on people who've been trying to help their mom and dad. It's crazy. That's a whole nother story.
No, I got it though.
You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line, giving. There's nothing wrong with giving and being romantic. Because that's falling in love. That's how you fall in love. Everything else is like, you do it, boom, there's no emotion to it. One girl told me, okay, thank you, bye. I'm like, but baby, I was trying to like it. Change the number. I'm thinking I'm
Wow.
Soul Glow, bitch. It's Soul Glow. So I don't give a
Wow.
damn
Change
who
the
you are.
number on Soul Glow.
I'm changing the number
Dang.
on Soul Glow. I'm
Man,
just
they
saying,
can't do that.
They can't change the number on Soul Glow, you know?
No, but
Man.
here's the thing, man. It's in it. It sounds like every time we talk about this, it's like a action and reaction thing. And I'll talk about that in a second. Sinise, what you saying? You saying romance? Do you want a brother to be romantic? Like we had a conversation.
yes.
We were talking about a particular. I'm gonna out you on this. We were talking about a particular athlete before we in pre-production, and you were saying, "Oh, back in the day, I'd have looked over this dude because
Yeah.
he's not. It was something he didn't have." And a guy we were talking about was Russell Wilson. She's like, she looked over Russell.
nice, huh?
He's too. So talk to us. What's up?
I think just depending upon where you are in life, you know, because I was in my 20s, you know what I'm saying, and I don't know what I was.
Well, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this
I
question.
don't
But let me
know.
ask you this question. There's a story you told, and I don't want to
Oh,
talk about it too
Lord,
much
I
about the
don't-
dumpster. Like do you want to talk about
Oh,
that?
yeah,
And
that's
you
right.
said something very specific about it. So enlighten us with this story, and it can be the story.
I can recall.
I remember the story you told.
So there was this guy I was dating, attractive, nice, very nice. He'd do any and everything. And, you know, I wasn't really trying to entertain him like that. But I
Mhm.
did go out with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So next thing you know, I guess I'm going out of town. And I thought I dropped my keys in a dumpster. And it's big dumpster.
I do
And-
remember this.
You remember the story, huh, Jay?
Yeah, and he went to the house. He went and got into the dumpster. And he literally was looking for the keys for me.
What?
And he was on the
I
he
would have done the same thing.
he was on the phone doing that. And then there were several times where he told me the type of guy he was, and he was this romantic.
And what was your
Guy.
response though?
In the back of my mind, because I was just like, "Oh, this is nice. That's very nice of you." But in the back of my mind, I was like, "It's too much."
You scared her.
It was
You
just
scared
it
her.
was
Wow,
way
that's
too
interesting.
much.
So it's scared. Like I said, I don't even want to keep dominating nothing over here.
No,
but
you're
Go
not.
ahead,
You
do it.
No,
I
you
did.
good.
Talk.
I did the same type of thing because when you really, first of all, you're a woman, you're a lady. See, and I have sisters, and I have a mother and grandmother, and chivalry isn't dead. So my job as a man is to go over to the point where like I'm gonna let you know I'm willing to do this for you. It's not gonna kill me to jump in there because somebody's gonna have to jump in the garbage anyway to get it. So why not me? Why not
Right.
me be fine? Maybe this be the one that can let you know that I really care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not that I want to hunt you down and scare you, but I want to let you know I care enough to do this for you. And hopefully you would understand that. But people get nervous because they thinking this guy
But-
is just too much.
But
Well,
you know
is it-
what?
go ahead.
I also think I was younger. Now, if the brother would have jumped in the garbage joint now, I would be like, oh,
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
He-
At the
he a
same
real one.
Well, this
time-
is interesting too because it goes to like there's always the rumor that women are more mature than men. And it seems
Right.
like in that instant, the man or instances, these men have been more mature and more let me provide for you in every way I can kind of situation, but it's met with like pushback. You know, it's
Yeah.
met with like whatever's happening. So, fellas, what y'all got to say on this side?
That brother might not have been demonstrating maturity. He might have been trying to get something out of Sinise that he wanted.
But
And
he
he
did
thought he
other
was
things, right?
he thought he was gonna
I mean,
find
we'd
it.
We'd been out several times, and you know what I'm saying. Nothing ever happened between us.
Yeah.
Oh, he fell down. I would have left. I would have jumped in that garbage can. Hell no. You can't. Look, I'm gonna tell you where the garbage is. And you come on and get it.
He thought he was gonna turn this thing around, jump dumpster diving.
And that's what I'm saying, you know.
The gates are
He
open.
thought he was gonna
I'm
turn.
sorry. This is the day, Didi, you know.
What you saying?
I
What you
love
saying?
beautiful women, you know. I would do anything for a woman. I have said this before, but there's few places that I draw the line. There's a few places. And jumping in a dumpster is one of the places. You'd have told me about your keys, I'd have been like, well, we could order some more. How important were these keys?
It's 50-50 for me. I don't know, but it depends.
You would jump in
it
the
depends on the
dumpster?
type of dumpster, though, because if it's and I know that sounds very simple, but if it was one of those traditional top on the dumpster, I ain't getting in that. You
It's-
know what I'm saying? But if it was like a big, like some apartment complexes have like the big no top dumpster, or it's more like a trailer?
No,
Maybe.
no, this one was the one where you have to climb into the hole.
He went through the hole.
Oh no!
No, we're not. We're
It
not
was
going
a
through the
big ass
hole.
dumpster.
I mean, looking at
It
these
was like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
looking at,
Absolutely
like,
not.
what your bag look like. But
not
I would have been
happening,
like,
man.
You know how you feel about it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I would have done it for you if I felt what I think he felt.
And
Literally.
that might have been.
And you're a
what it
beautiful
was.
lady. I would have
Thank
done
you.
it. You know what I'm saying? Literally.
You'd
I
have
probably,
got-
especially if I'm going out with you a couple times, I'd be a fool as a man not to have done that for her. Really, as a man,
Right.
why wouldn't I do that for her? If I really care about her, why wouldn't I do
Man,
it?
that
But-
is
but
some
don't you come from a-
caring, boy. I swear.
but then it's like you getting beat up by, like, what's happening now is dudes are getting beat up by dudes for it, and dudes are getting beat up by women for it.
The thing
And
is,
so it's like, where do
just
we
to
draw the
talk
line
about
on
just to talk about Sierra's man for a second. I think
Aw.
I didn't even say his name. That's cold. But
Mr.
just
Wilson, yes, Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson,
Russell Wilson, big shout out to
you
Russell
are
Wilson.
not. 'Cause there are people out there that's saying he's a simp for treating his woman how a woman is supposed to be treated.
Exactly.
Honestly, and I don't agree with that. First of all, I don't agree. I don't think you are a simp if you are treating your woman how she's supposed to be treated, especially if you guys are in a relationship. That do whatever you have to do to make that relationship happy, the relationship happy. And if that is taking care of your woman, do that. The simp to me comes in when you guys are not in a relationship and you're doing these things over and over again, and she has shown you no interest in that type of manner.
But
that's
why?
where it
But
comes.
why is it the guy being a simp? I have an issue with the whole term, and the reason I'm saying that, if he wants to give her everything she wants and she keeps taking her, that's his business, you know, and that has
That's
nothing.
and again, nothing. I don't think nothing's wrong, but that's still simp behavior, bro. Even if you're not getting
But
nothing
what-
out, I mean,
But
if,
maybe he is.
Maybe he is. Maybe his thing is like, I am going to woo this girl, and this. I really care about this girl. I'm going to do whatever she needs. Now, I'm not saying that I would advise that strategy. But what I'm
Don't do
saying
that.
is, but why do we have to have a derogatory term associated with a guy that does that?
because we're humans,
what-
and humans always make
but I
everything
think what it's
derogatory.
doing is it is making dudes, because dudes look to other dudes for whatever reason, they makes them feel a little like, I don't know if I could be romantic around my dudes or tell them stuff because there's this derogatory terms done with it, and
understand.
I'm just really trying to be, like, help make her feel good.
But you know where the term comes from, and you know the reason.
Where does the term
the
come
reason behind it? Hating ass niggas.
Yeah, the counter to simp seems to be street.
Come on. Am I lying? Because if you're in a happy relationship and you're not even thinking about that. You're not even thinking about that. If you were asking where the term comes from, it's coming from hating ass niggas who, first of all, you don't have Mr. Wilson's money. Let's start there. You don't have his money to even do the type of things that he's going to do for his woman as it is. So that brings up hate. And that just, since I can't do it, let me think of something. Oh, he a simp. Yeah, he a simp.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, to
he
make
a
them
simp.
feel good. Yeah.
Come on now. It all comes from being a hater,
I
bro.
think it comes from more than that. I think it comes from street game. I think it comes from dudes who are misogynists, who are basically
And misogynist niggas are what? Haters.
Well, there's a lot of issues with misogynist dudes, but I think it comes from, you ain't acting hard, you're not a G. You should be using these women opposed to
Slapping
having
them
these
around.
women use you. And I
Yeah.
think that's like what's happened a lot. So, Clyde, you wanted
I use
to.
them. My thing is this. Like I said, you made an active point over there. But my thing is this. I don't see a problem if, in fact, I just want to do something for someone, and for instance, a lot of times, even as an actor, somebody say, and my brother's gonna get mad at me. You always doing something for free. You always doing something for free. But I enjoy doing it. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy doing it for free. I like to see the excitement on their faces when I teach kids and they get the idea or they get this, they get that. Like, Mr. Jones, thank you. I'm happy when you're happy. You know what I'm saying? And if I can do it without and I don't pay my Not if I go and not pay my phone bill and keep doing all this for you, then that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But if I can do it and I can make you happy because you're my friend and I want to do that, then I'm happy with it. You know, so you don't have to always get any accolades for the things that you do. You do it because it's in your heart to do it. And bottom line is, if you do something and want something else back for it, then you didn't do it out of your heart in the first place. You know, so that's why I look at it. So I don't look at it as a person sitting there saying, well, he's using her, she's using her. No, I'm doing it because I want to. Because if I'm being used, then therefore, then you know there's a problem.
Yeah.
And if I'm not being used, homeboy, you ain't got nothing to say about my relationship because I don't know what you're doing in your. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're doing in your relationship, and don't tell me what's in your relationship because judge not yet you be judged. I can't judge you for what your feelings are. You know, I can't do that. So
and that's and again, that's where the whole simp mentality comes from. They are literally judging someone else's relationship that has nothing to do with them most times.
So you know, there was a video, and we'll talk about it, I guess, in the next episode. That basically went. Most dudes are like, and it gets into homosexuality and everything else, but most dudes are dating a woman to get approval from other dudes, opposed to dating a woman they want to be with. They only want to date a woman that's acceptable to the men, to other men that they're trying to impress. And it's like, it's so much stuff. And I think the thing that annoys me most in the simp category and in this whole conversation is the fact that this is like yet another thing that it seems to be predominant in our black community. And that's a problem because what happens is then, and I'm not saying it happens this way, but then when sister goes marry a white dude to get with a white dude and he's doing all of these things, there's no judgment call on that. You know, it's just like, she's treating him, he's treating her right. He's treating her right.
Money.
Well,
He's treating her
she
right.
turned her back on the brothers. That's what they say. I get that situation. They turn it back on the brother. And no, they don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes sometimes a brother, and I say this for my sisters, sometimes, this is what I hear from brothers. They be like, you know what, man, the sisters, they just do the drama. It's just too much. I got to say something that's just drama. But a white girl, she just cool with it. And sister, well, yeah, you want to get somebody that don't want to talk back? No, I don't want nobody to be talking back all the time. No, I do. I don't feel like the energy a lot of times because that's what a lot of brothers get. You know, but you got to realize, if you're dealing with a sister, that's what sister do. You deal with a Chinese person, that's what they do. White people, that's their mentality. So bottom line is, there's nothing wrong with if a sister going to be like she is. That's the sister. That's how you know what you're getting. You know what you're going to get with the Chinese lady. You know what you're going to get with the white lady. You know what you're getting. So the bottom line is, if you're getting this is what you got. You deal with it. You can't look into a relationship to make you happy. You got to go in happy. They got to come in happy. If it don't work, you take your happy butt on, and you take your happy butt on. That's how it works in relationships.
There you go.
Hey.
Right. There you go.
You know?
Well, is that, Jay, you hadn't said much about it. I know you got something to say.
Well,
That's a good point.
to that I'll say, any brother out there that thinks that white women don't have drama, you're a fool.
You sleep.
Tiffany, which camera am I? You a fool. And the other thing I say is, I mean, yeah, maybe it's true. Black women talk back. The idea of back talk, that's a problem in and of itself.
We ain't even gonna go.
But you gotta be prepared to hear about your own bullshit. You gotta be ready to hear it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, if there's any woman that
gotta be
knows
ready to
about
hear
our
it.
bullshit,
Yes,
You
I
gotta
they
be
do.
ready to hear it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
So, but as far as a simp, I think there's an this is a part of what I think Lou is saying. There's like a conflation of two different things where there's a man who is courting, being romantic, giving gifts from his heart, and then that's being called a simp.
Correct, and that's not what a simp
that's
is.
not fair. That's not right. My opinion is, if you are being used and you either fail to recognize it or you persevere because you think you're going to turn it around, you definitely a simp. But if you are gift giving and performing gestures and wooing, I don't think it's fair to call that a simp. And I blame participation trophies. I feel like that's when the world changed. They started giving people trophies just for showing up, and now you got this thing called a try hard. So to me, a simp is just that's like under the umbrella of the category try hard. Where just because you're trying to do the basics that it takes to accomplish something, they say you trying hard. So it's like, man, you like a woman, you like a girl, and you bring her flowers or write her a poem. That's not trying hard.
Well,
That's
look,
just like, stuff you do.
This reminds me of a situation that just happened from a friend. And this friend of mine, very interested in this young lady, and they went out on a few dates, they did a few different things, nothing happened between them. He had flowers delivered to her job. And he hadn't heard from her in a few days, so, flowers delivered to the job. She didn't respond. He hadn't heard from her a few days, like a week or so. He called her a few times. She didn't respond. So he just went in, said, "Hey, how you doing?" on her lunch break. And she was like, "That's a little much."
Wow.
And she cut him off. And his feeling was, well, damn, I am just trying to be a romantic dude, checking on you, make sure you good, make sure everything is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But, and so
he's clearly not who she wants that type of attention from.
But he got all the way up to that point,
Yeah.
and she didn't, whatever. They hadn't spoken in like a week. He's like, "I'm gonna send her some flowers, blah 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 blah." Okay, I know she's probably busy. Let me just stop in on the job. But so you're saying maybe he should have stopped when she didn't return the phone?
No response is a response. I just want to be clear about what that means. No response is a response.
That's very true.
If she didn't respond after flowers, she said no in the nicest way possible.
But you know what? I mean, you're right at the same time, but I'm tell you something. What I've learned, and my little brother taught me a lot. He's a quiet little kid. He don't say nothing. But women love him. When you're quiet, women, they'll go in the room, and they'll look around, they see all these people, but they look at that quiet guy that ain't noticing them. Why is he not noticing me?
What happening right now?
Something is going wrong. So they're going to go after that guy who ain't saying nothing to them. Now that guy might give him something, a rose here and there, or she might give him a little something he might totally ignore. But she going to eventually come after that person.
Okay, so
we want what we can't have a lot of times.
Oh,
now you're talking about
that
it.
came up in another conversation.
Now
in that we were talking about the book, Whole Tactics.
The Whole Tactics.
And it was like giving somebody something or never satisfying them, always having them wanting to desire more.
Absolutely.
And maybe that's what you're talking about. So maybe the simp, I don't know, maybe needs to think about that and be like, hey, look, maybe I should not be so available. It's hard when emotions are involved.
And it's hard to do that when you are just a giving person like that.
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, I would always say, vet every situation. Absolutely. Like, just make sure you're doing what you can for you so that you are getting the best end of the stick for you. But if you're a gift giver, continue to do that. I would never tell you.
I think I do kind of understand, or at least I think I understand it partly from the woman's perspective. You can help me out, Sinise. I think the wolf in sheep's clothing has messed it up for everybody.
Oh,
and women have to make sure the dude's not crazy. Like, he's not trying to establish
But how does he do that?
He's not trying to establish a transactional relationship. And if your pursuit is not tailored to the signals that she's giving you, then it seems like you're trying to force something to happen. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where some of the pushback comes from.
But then you also get a lot of women in situations, and at least topics I read, like, sis, if he's interested in you, he's going to let you know. And so how do you balance that? How do you balance letting a woman know versus...
I'll say to this.
I'm not saying that ain't a damn good question, because it is.
Hold on.
versus not being a simp or taking advantage of.
I'll answer your question, Lou. This is for my women. If we let you know, let us know back. It's called communication. A lot of times, us as human beings, all of us, just don't know how to communicate. Mm-hmm. We want the things that we are not willing to give a whole lot of the times. Mm-hmm. So when I read these memes, which I believe memes are propaganda, but that's just me. When I read these memes about what if he likes you, he ain't gonna wait 24 hours to contact you, blah, 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 blah. Did you contact him? Did you hit him up?
Yep.
Did you do anything on your side so that he can reciprocate? I mean, it should be both sides reciprocating to each other.
Yeah.
It's always a give and take. It should always be about give and take, and not just one person giving and one person taking. No, give and take. Both persons should be giving and taking. That's how it works, in my opinion.
People always say, well, I want to play hard to get. By that time, one lady told me one time, Clyde, I never knew you liked me. I said, well, You saw it, but I just didn't know.
What, I
Well,
gotta
you
put
didn't
it
say
on a
nothing.
plane
Why
and
didn't
spell
you
it
say
out?
Something? I mean, years later, I knew I liked you, but I just never said nothing. Well, you should have said something. You waiting 20 years later. But when I
Ooh,
learned
Lord.
the best thing to do now is, they say throw a lot of boo-boo on the wall and whatever sticks. Because you have to keep throwing. Nowadays, you just got to throw it on the wall. Whatever sticks, it's like, okay, it's not really what I wanted, but you know what?
But you know what? To speak to on the side of the women, like when you look at the Sierras and her being with the Russells, remember who she was with before him. You know what I'm saying? So there's always those learning lessons along the way.
Yes.
So even though everybody's talking about Russell, it's just also the other side of it with women who, like myself, who might not have gotten with that type of guy now is different. That was 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And so now you look at it from a different perspective. And that's what happened with a Sierra or some of these other women. She had a baby by the dude, I don't know, was Future. He went and had other
Toxic
baby.
nigga 101.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what she was into at a certain point. And now it's the complete opposite of that
So,
for her.
so right now with you, a man have a chance. More
It's
so.
different. It's different now as opposed to 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
So a man have a shot shot now.
She
It's
said
She
it's
need them
different. She didn't
keys
say
right
yes.
now.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm
Jumping.
just
I'm saying
saying.
because you're saying that all these little immature things were in the way, I assume.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ask the question.
No,
but
you go ahead.
What would make a man? Why does he have a shot now? What is it that he have a shot about now?
Well, because as you get older, you're just kind of like, you know what? There were things that I was looking at that weren't
What were you looking
right. I mean, it probably was more from a physical standpoint.
at? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just want to know because
You know-
Tiffany said it was simple.
It was simple. Okay.
I mean,
Well, what do you mean,
He
Tiffany?
was
'Cause
he
you-
was simple.
I'm saying the woman, if you look like, because we've all been there, at that time we were being simp-minded.
Okay, so
Yeah,
women were being
there's a-
simp-minded is what
there's
Tiff
the
is
other
saying.
side to that, exactly, with women and
And is it also just like for example, I'm not gonna go there. But for example, is a lot of women that I definitely dealt with at a younger age because I wasn't thinking about lifetime. That I would not even touch with like a yardstick right now. I'd be like, oh no, it's not my energy is not, because if I get involved with you, it's gonna take me more energy to like get you away from me.
Yeah.
So is it just that, and I'm not gonna say it's a lack of options, but you just run out of patience for it. You like, I know kind of what I want.
You
go
know
from
what
there.
you want. I mean, when you look at the getting married younger versus when you're older, people, they know what they want. So they might decide to get married after 2 months versus 7 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a different time. And I think we have to look at that, 20 years, 10 years, you know what I'm saying? You're a different person. You know what I'm
The
saying?
goals,
Plus all of the
aspirations, dreams,
experiences.
basically.
Right.
Things change.
So that's why Sierra is who she's with. And if he is a simp, whatever.
He's
But
not.
you
I
know
don't
what?
give a damn.
I've done the same thing. Like, I can think of being in my 20s and, somebody's trying to holler and I'm undecided. And if you show up with like a bunch of Tupperwares with a whole dinner that you cooked that I didn't ask you for, and I'm like, yeah, you're doing a bit much. So to me, that's kind of like me doing the exact same thing. This person wasn't particularly underqualified. I was just undecided. And it's like, I ain't asked you for no chicken.
That's it. You gotta go to the next
Yeah,
level.
and it's here, so I may as well take advantage of
You
it.
trying to get this?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna eat the dinner. I'm gonna be
Thank
a little.
you, but
I love
That's what
that.
you're for. That's what
You gotta take your little bowls and leave after this stuff.
Well, look, guys, this is a great conversation. It's a 2-part series, so we're gonna table it now. This is the first Wednesday of the month of March. You know what that means?
Yeah.
First and third. First and third Wednesdays.
third.
Is it the first? Yeah, it is. So we have a song for y'all. This new single is hot, y'all. This is Water Seat First and Third Wednesdays. It's called Get Wild.
Hey.
Here we go. The world premiere of Get Wild, y'all. Check it out. The future function will reach the stars.
to me to have a good time, someone I need to see. Felt like she do me a virtual love in a digital fantasy. I never once wanted to party, but this girl, she had the body. Show up and make you change your mind. Heart it started pumping, fire came alive when she pulled me real close and I knew that she was mine. Get wild, get loose, get free. Get wild, get loose, get free. I've been pretending, you can't hide what everyone else can see. If you open your eyes, you can see. Felt like the first time. I knew the cost, but a smile got the best of me. It's like therapy. Stars and moon combine with Mercury shows the signs. Flowers and trees come through to heal my mind. Her eyes saw through my searching. Her touch caressed my mind. Took me to a place I thought I'd never find. Get wild, get loose, get free. Stretching all over the world. Get wild, get loose, get free. Get wild, get loose, get free. Stretching all over the world. Get wild, get loose, get free. Somebody to me, someone I need to see. I've been pretending, a virtual love in a digital fantasy. Digital fantasy. Get wild, get loose, stretching all over the world. Get free. Get wild, get loose, stretching all over the world. Get free.
That's get
Yeah,
wild.
Yeah.
You cannot
Yeah.
sit still when that joint drops.
Not at all.
So I made a
baby.
mistake. Producer Tiffany screamed at me. It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday. So this came out past Wednesday, and yeah. So that's how it is. I'm switching. I do make mistakes, and I don't mind claiming them. So yeah, the single's
So
now
you're not
available.
perfect.
By no means. By no means. Y'all know that. Now, I do strive for excellence. I will say that.
No.
Perfectionism is not my thing, and I told y'all this before. I've told y'all this before. Let me just say this.
The wabi sabi.
The wabi sabi, baby. There it is. So look here, real talk. Mary Landry tried to get, for Russell Wilson, a little side note, she tried to get Russell Wilson. She did an ad. Y'all should check that out, trying to get Russell
Yeah, I
Wilson.
saw
to
it. It
come
was
in.
kind of cool though.
Yeah, it was. You know, I was like, boy, ain't this some New Orleans stuff right here? She trying to hang out with Sierra. Okay, I ain't mad at your TDK
Hey,
show.
But if he come here and mess up, New Orleans ain't gonna like that now.
Oh no, but
That's Russell though.
it's gonna be Black Love Fest all over. Don't even worry about it. So look, Clyde.
Yeah.
Today is highly anticipated. Coming to America Part 2 is out.
I'm literally
You're
going
in
to
it.
watch on the
Yep.
leave.
You're in it. Man, how does it feel?
You know what? I'm telling you, they did a little thing the other day. It was so funny. I think it was Good Morning America, and they was asking. They interviewed his daughter and Eddie, and and at the end, the guy, I forget his name from Good Morning America. He said, Eddie. He said, Arsenio, I just want to know, where is Soul Glow? You know what I'm saying? We want to know where Soul Glow. Eddie, and. Because I have a confidentiality thing, you can't really talk about the film.
Right, gotcha.
I'm really, really excited about the film. I'm excited, not just for myself. I'm just excited because it took them 30-something years to come back to this movie that everybody's been talking about. And now these young kids, they are hyped with it now. You know, a lot of them didn't know what Soul Glow was or Coming to America was, and then all of a sudden, this whole big old hype. And I think it's probably going to be one of these things that it's going to probably break the internet, maybe. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, literally, it's
no
probably
doubt
going to
in my
break.
mind.
Yeah, it might break the internet. People might not get a
Yeah.
chance to see it because Amazon. I mean, literally, it's like one of the biggest movies that's going to come out.
Yeah.
And I had an interview with Rolling Stone magazine. Rolling Stone magazine got in touch with me a week and a half ago, and my manager called me and said, "Clyde, you're not going to believe this." I said, "What?" She said, "Rolling Stone is trying to get in touch with you." Rolling Stone who? Rolling Stone magazine. So the guy, I forget his name, Jason something. He called me up. He says, "Clyde, I don't know." He said, "I've been looking up this Soul Glow thing." He says, "And you on baby bibs, you on T-shirts,
Wow.
you on hats, you on onesies." He says, "You on everything." He said, "Are you getting paid all that money?" I said, "No." I said, "But that's okay." I said, "You know what? I got a deal on another side." He said, "But the fact is," he said, "Clyde, how do you feel about that coming to America? You know, and then being coming to America too?" I said, "I just don't know what to feel. I'm numb because it's just such a great honor that when they put me in it, you know, and I got there and I saw Eddie and them, and I saw Arsenio grabbed me and hugged me, and it was just one of the, it was like a reunion,
Nice,
you know,
nice.
and I don't know what to expect. I mean, you hope that you know, as an actor, you hope your lines are still in there. You never know, they may cut something out, you know. But you know, Eddie say, "Hey, he in there," so I'm just. I know I'm in the barbershop scene. You know, you got that barbershop scene.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't say no more. Don't say no more.
That's classic enough. You just said enough. So look, man, congratulations. It's an honor for you to come on to our show
Yes.
and you know, talk to us about these situations. We got to have you back, man.
Yeah,
Please,
well, I appreciate it.
please come back.
We got to have you back. And Coming to America is available everywhere, Amazon Prime.
Nice.
There's some places that you can go actually watch it outside on big screen.
Yeah.
So go check that out. We're just honored to have you here, brother.
Thank you.
Yes,
Let it
yes.
shine, let it glow, huh?
Where can they find you? And are you selling your face mask?
Well, you know what? God, I don't even have the card with me, but you know
Well,
what?
just say the information.
I don't know the information.
Where can they find you? Where can they find you?
You know, I'm on Soul Glow 17 on Instagram.
Okay.
Soul Glow 17. Okay, so I got the shirts. You know, I got the little mask. I got the little Soul Glow dominoes.
Nice.
Oh, yo.
Oh,
You play the
you
bones.
got
The bones,
You
baby.
got
You got the
the
bones.
bones.
Let's
So
go.
look, Soul Glow 17 on Instagram. Be sure follow this brother. He's everywhere. He's 30 years, just iconic situation. So Clyde,
Thank you.
appreciate you, brother. Fish bump,
Yes,
and
yes.
we gonna see you.
Let your soul
brother.
glow.
Yeah.
So without further ado, this is episode 47. Go pick up the new single. Get
Wild.
wild. Go see
Hey.
Eddie Murphy and brother Clyde Jones and Coming to America 2 everywhere right now. We are the band Water Seed, and we close it like this. How y'all feeling?
We good, though.
Cue that music right. Yeah.
We good though.